Good morning, ladies, or good afternoon, or good evening, whichever it is for you as you're watching this video. Just want to talk about grocery shopping. It's something we all have to do, need to do if we're going to stay fit and fueled. So I have a few tips to see if it'll help you. If not, contact me. Maybe you have a few other tips that you can share with the other ladies that helps you when you're grocery shopping. Grocery shopping, is it fun? Not fun. You have to decide how you're going to make it. And I try to make it fun now because it can be a little stressful when you're trying to eat right and you see all those yummy stuff in the store. So, I know for years and years and years, people have said, shop the outside aisles. Once you enter the store, you have fruits and veggies, and then your meat and your dairy and your bread, and then get out of the store. And if you do that and it works for you, that's great. Those are the four main food groups that we should be eating anyways. But if you have other ways and to do it, that's fine. I made a little list so I could maybe hit on all the notes. Of course, the other thing is don't shop when you're hungry, something I have a bad habit of doing, and then I get home with, ouch, why did I get this? I didn't need this. So make sure you have a good protein shake or a good Fab4 meal before you hit the store so that you're not hungry and you're not tempted to buy all those items. Also, a grocery list. Go through your house, see what you need, write it on a list. And I have a habit of making a list and either forgetting it or seeing stuff other than my list and thinking, oh yeah, I need that. Or I shop at the outlet stores. Like there's one of the states has grocery outlet, and another state I visit has Aldi's. So they are discounted food stores, and I'll see something for $9.99, and normally it's like $12.99 in a regular store, and it's like, oh, I gotta have that, I gotta have it. I'm saving money. But am I saving money on my booty? Maybe not. So watch out for those things also. And the main thing is for me is stop buying the bad stuff. We all do it. It's a habit. Remember, it's mind over body, mind over stomach, however you want to say it. If your mind is trained properly, your body will follow, your stomach will follow. So train your mind and your body will follow. By saying that, you're tempted to go down those aisles, and sometimes we need the salts and the peppers and the seasonings and stuff like that. So we are going down the different aisles. And I like to take my time. I'm retired now, of course, I can take my time, and I really like to go up and down the aisles just to see what's there, to see all the crazy, goofy, yucky stuff that's out there that they're trying to tempt us with, or say, this is less salt or this is less fat, and then you read the label and it's like, yeah, it's less fat, but it's got double the salt, or it's less salt, but it's got double the fat, and it's not the healthy fat. So you have to keep an eye out for that also. It's just fun to look at things for me, and I can not purchase those items. I'm at a point where I can say no 99% of the time. And but I like to see what's out there, and it's like, oh, can I make this at home, and can I do it healthy? Is there a healthy way to make this? So that's fun also. So I like to do that. Now, the ones that are married, you have teenage kids at home or even grandkids at home, we're all tempted to buy the things that they think they also need. And maybe they're not on this fit and fuel path that you are, but maybe they should be. And you need to look at that. Now, no, I don't recommend going into your house and trashing everything that you've already purchased that's not good for you. I couldn't do that myself. That's money. I know it's my body. And then I would say, oh, I'll take it to church, or I'll take it to work. And it's like, what am I doing? I'm sharing this bag of cookies or chips or whatever with coworkers or church members saying, oh yeah, this is okay to eat. You know, I'm not having it in my house, but I'll bring it here. So I had to quit doing that. So I quit putting that stuff in my basket. And it's really hard. I understand that. But I'm here, the community's here to help you, walk you through that. And I've talked to several women that are even older than I am that have been doing this for years, and I was just shocked because I just never had heard of it before. But if you have a spouse or kids, let's just go back to spouse. We'll just talk about the spouse. I have one, and I quit grocery shopping for him. Now, I don't want any letters or any bad emails or anything. It's not like, you know, the Wicked Witch of the West or whatever you want to call me. It's a healthy thing. I had to do it. And after I did it and I started talking about it, then I found other women that have done it for years. And here's the thing. I need to be fit and fueled, and what my body needs is not what my husband. I mean, he can eat anything, and most men do get away with eating anything and don't have a problem. Some do, but they don't. So if I have the food in the house, of course, I'm going to be tempted to eat it. That's not fair to me, who's trying to get healthy. So if my husband wants his ice cream or his cookies or whatever candy, he can go get it himself. And he can have his own storage area, his own refrigerator, because he has a shop. You know, most men have a shop or a man cave or something, you know, the garage. They can put their refrigerator in there and a cupboard in there, go get their stuff, put it in there. Yes, it's communication. I'm not saying run out and do all this right away. You have to talk about it, but you're a team, and you need not to have those items in the house at this stage. There may be a stage where you come to that it's like that stuff can be in the house and it's not going to bother you anymore. But when you're first starting out, if it's an issue, you need to talk about it. You need to, you know, set some ground rules and not have that stuff available to you in the home. They can have it elsewhere. And I also use this rule that I'm not going to buy a half a gallon or a gallon of ice cream. But if you come to a point where you want some ice cream and you have to get dressed, get the car keys, get in the car, drive to the ice cream store, get an ice cream and come back, you're likely to say never mind or go do something else and, you know, get back to that later. It's like, okay, I think I want ice cream. No, let me go, you know, brush my teeth. That's a good one. You brush your teeth and you lose the interest usually in food. Or, you know, go read a book or go do your air bicycles. Go do something and don't think about that ice cream at that time. And, you know, later on, if you think you have to have it, it's easier to go get one serving than don't go to the store and buy that half a gallon. And I'm all over the place, it seems like today. But I just want you to know that finding older women that have been doing this for years with their husband was just an amazing wake-up call to me. And it's like, how nice for their spouses to see that they can't have it in the house. And I mean, if you were a diabetic or had another something that you weren't allowed to eat something, you wouldn't want them to bring an allergy. You wouldn't want them to bring that in the house to tempt you. So to me, getting fuel is the same way. Don't tempt me. Keep it away from me now and help me. And then on the other hand, you have to do your part. You can't be at the store buying stuff and bringing it home that's not good fuel for you and just, you know, saying, oh, I had an urge for it, or I had this, or I had that. You know, you have to show that you mean business also. And not just ice cream, chips. You know, maybe the salt is what you need. There are other alternatives that you can find for that ice cream and those chips that is something that will be good fuel for you in moderation. So I'm not asking you to have a kick down battle with your husband or adult kids or grandkids or whatever. Just when you go to the store, be mindful. And I play a game with myself. Because my body is a temple. God gave me this body to use for Him. And if I'm not able to get out and do things for Him because I've abused my body, that makes me feel not good. And I'm not guilting anybody into this. But when I'm shopping, I think, okay, God's with me. If I grab that bag of chips, what am I telling God? You know, He's put me on this path to get fit and fueled, and it's working in His honor. And why would I buy those chips? So you can pretend, what's the character, the little Jimmy Cricket, he'd sit on his shoulder and like be his conscience, you know. Take a buddy to the grocery store if that helps, and have them not let you purchase that stuff. But just think, when you're grabbing for those chips, who's watching you? Is Pajama Granny in the store? Is she going to see you buying that? She's not going to criticize you for it because there may be a reason why you're buying it. But you need to think. And, you know, what can I replace these chips with? Let me go home and research. And that money that I was going to spend on that $5 bag of chips, let me throw it in a jar and save up for something. You know, are you going on vacation? Do you want a new outfit, a new pair of shoes? Just think about it. Oh, I saved $5 today. I'm putting this in this jar and I'm going to save for something fun and exciting. But speak to your spouse and adult kids or grandkids, and don't buy those store-bought cookies and chips. Go home and, you know, there's ways that you can make your own cookies that are less sugar, less fat, by using coconut oil or maple syrup or honey. There's so many different ways now that I'm learning, and I didn't do it overnight. It's a lot of research, but you join the community and we hook up and we can all share everything that we're learning about how to cook and bake so we still can enjoy our food and our sweets and whatever, craving our salts, whatever we have, we can do that. But just see what you can substitute, you know, maybe nuts for those chips. Maybe make your own protein bars. There's good recipes out there. You can make, I just make little bites. So when I get that craving, I can go just grab a little bite and I'm done. And the ones I use, I'm allowed to use chocolate in them. So I put a dark chocolate in there. So there's my little, you know, snack. So just be mindful when you're grocery shopping that yes, you're shopping for yourself and you want to be fueled correctly, but your family needs to be fueled correctly too. And it's not going to happen overnight. If you're buying, you know, 2 bags of cookies, cut it down to 1. And if they're not there, then nobody can eat them. And if they're big enough kids to go get their own and earn their own money, let them go buy cookies. But they keep them someplace else away from you and have them be on board with you. So just remember that. Shop wisely. And I know it's easy. A lot of people shop online. I've done that once or twice. And I pick all this stuff out and then I get to the shopping cart and it's like, oh, I spent that much money. Let me go back to the cart and see what I need to eliminate. So I know shopping online sometimes can be better because you're not tempted to buy that stuff if you can go back and delete it off. And remember, you know, somebody's watching you, and that's a good thing. That we all need accountability, and in this stage, when we're trying to get fueled and fit, we need accountability. And if you were going to jog in a marathon, you would have somebody with you helping you. That's community. They're jogging with you, or they're supporting you, words or emails or texts or phone calls or anything. And this is the same thing. Look at it that way, that this is a marathon that we are running together and we all need a team to get there. So be mindful of what you're shopping for. Let's see. Like I said, take small steps and reward yourself. I did go over that, sorry. That's like, those cookies or those chips are $5 a bag. Take home that $5 and put it in a special jar that you have, that you're proud of yourself that you skipped these chips or these cookies or ice cream or whatever it is. You can even put a little note and clip it to the $5 bill or whatever, that you skipped this, and it's like, thank you, I did this. And then you go back to that jar a month later or whatever, and you see what you saved your body, but now you get a treat with it or go on vacation with it. And I know, like, I can use like several different things. Like, I learned this from Weight Watchers. I learned this from GoLo. I learned this from, there's all the different diets or that are out there that we have tried, or most of us have tried. You can incorporate those. Like, I think Weight Watchers allows 14 tortilla chips, and or GoLo. I think GoLo is, don't quote me on all this, I'm just trying to pull back from my brain, 14 chips a week. So just think about that. If you buy a bag of chips, go home, put 14 chips in individual bags. See, you got to take some work, some effort to do this if you're going to buy these chips. I'm not encouraging this, but when you're starting out and you have that urge and that desire, you have 14 chips, and you can even mark on the bag what week. Now, when I did that, I bought the biggest, I think, Lay's potato chips that I could find in the bag, and brought home and put them in individual bags. And then it was 14 a week, but they were so big, I could control myself and eat one or two at a time throughout the week if I got a salt craving. When we're online at 11, 12 o'clock at night and we get those cravings, we have to be very careful, because if it's in the house, you're going to eat it. If it's not in the house, you're not going to go out at midnight, hopefully, and buy a bag of chips, or hopefully the store will be closed. But so you can do that. And I know the tortilla chips, I think there's some healthy ones out there. I'm not an expert on it, but I do like a crunch sometimes in my salad. So I will get the corn tortilla chips and sprinkle those on my salad, and I'll just do one or two and still be mindful. I don't separate them now like I used to. I'm mindful. 14 a week is what GoLo or Weight Watchers, I'm not sure. And Weight Watchers is probably a day. That's a lot of chips in a day, but you calculate it out. I'm not sure. That was very long ago. So I'm not promoting or doing all that. I just remember in my head 14 chips a week. So am I going to do that every week? No, I cannot. If you can, great. I cannot do that. But they are in the house. I can control myself, and I'll sprinkle one or two on my salad for a little bit of crunch. And yes, salsa to me is good for me. I make homemade, so I know what's in it, and I can use my chips, and usually it's more salsa than chips. So those are little things you can think about. What other diets were you on? Since this is not a diet, this is getting fuel, can you incorporate in? Because our bodies are all different. We have to remember that. What works for you may not work for me, vice versa. That's why you need a team, so that we can communicate together, share what's working, what's not working, because our bodies are all different. They all need to be fueled differently. So don't give up. If something doesn't work for you, find somebody to talk to that's been on this route before. What worked for them? And maybe what worked for you is something that you can share, to me also, when on a certain issue that I'm struggling with. It's just great to have that communication, be able to talk to people, communicate with people and know what's working for them and not working for you. There's so many different ways to eat out there that find the right one for you. And I truly have found the right one for me. It'll be a year in April, and 46 pounds as of 2 weeks ago, because I don't weigh myself daily. I used to weigh myself weekly, but I'm not in a place where I can do that. And if you like to weigh daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, or if you go by how your clothes fit or how you feel when you climb the stairs, whatever it is, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to stick to. There's not just one plan for everybody. Just, I know this works for me. It's been very easy as shopping and cooking and things like that. So you have to fit what's right in your schedule. Just remember that, and find a team member. And I already mentioned, the protein bars or balls. Find a recipe that you like. And I'm not getting any promotions or anything, but I really enjoy Be Well by Kelly LeCue. And she has books out there. She has recipes. You can look them up. Her shake mix is wonderful for me. And I just enjoy the way she's teaching me how to eat and what to eat. And there's many out there, but that's a start for me. If you want to start there, you can check her out, contact me. I'll help you find her. Experiment with different foods and desserts. And if you know your body, if you have a salt craving or a sweet craving, you have that. I haven't given up my dark chocolate, and hopefully I never have to. I have a stash of dark chocolate in my house, and no, I don't go to it every day, thank goodness. But it's there, and I know it's there. And I'll find half pieces wrapped in pockets and in aprons, and it's just like, oh, I only ate half of that whenever I had it. So we all have cravings. That's what our body does to us. But you can learn how to substitute those cravings, eliminate those cravings. I'm telling you, you can eliminate them. I never thought you could, but you can. I never say I can't have anything, and I hope I never hear any of you say, I can't have that, I'm on a diet. No, we are not on a diet. We are getting our bodies fit and fueled the proper way. So please don't make a list of foods that you cannot have and post them on your refrigerator. To me, it's depressing. Don't do it. Post the foods that you can have. Now, if you're on a diet from a not diet, but if you're on some medication or you have an allergy or something, I'm not telling you to go over what your doctor says or your health provider. Don't do that. There are foods some of us cannot have because of allergies, or if you're diabetic, or, please don't do that. But it's depressing to say I can't have that. And when you're at a potluck or a party and someone brings around a tray, you don't want to say I can't have that, because they're going to remember that, and then you're going to have it one day and they're going to say, I thought you said you couldn't have that. You can decline it politely. You can take it and take a bite of it and then not eat the rest. There's so many different ways. Or you take a piece of cake and you eat the cake and not the frosting. I mean, you just got to have fun with it, play with it. But please don't say I can't have anything unless it's, your diet. If I want ice cream, I'll have ice cream. It's not that I can't have it. I'm choosing not to have it every night for a snack. And snacking is very hard. I mean, I know most of us try to eat at 5 or 6 at night, maybe 7. And then you buy all these snacks and you go to sit down to relax and watch TV or read a book, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have to have a snack. I ate at 6 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock. No, you don't need a snack because you ate the proper dinner. Now, if you didn't eat the proper dinner at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, then yeah, you probably do think you need a snack. So look at what you're eating at dinner time and at every meal. If you're snacking in between your meals, look at what you're eating. It's not enough. It's not sustainable to what your body needs. And if you don't have the snacking food in the house, the bad ones, you can't go to it at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. So just think of that. Be mindful. Eat the proper dinner at the proper time and don't snack. I know I've been looking at researches about what time we should eat our last meal. And I know for me, it was embedded in my head for many, many years. Don't eat anything after 6 o'clock. Well, sometimes I didn't get off work till 6 o'clock. And by the time I got home, it was 7:30 before I could even think about eating anything. So I think if you don't eat anything 3 hours before you go to bed is kind of what I'm trying to look at myself. Like if I eat dinner because I've been out doing something, maybe exercising at 9 o'clock, I'm coming home and having dinner. Well, yeah, I can't go to bed until 12 or 1 o'clock, which I'm not recommending for everybody, but you judge your time, what you need, and look at what you're eating at 9 o'clock at night too. It's not a bag of chips. It's not a tub of ice cream. You know, it's your Fab4, your protein, your healthy fats, your greens, and your fibers. And I think you'll be fine. At least I am. So be mindful of what you're eating. Don't make excuses. You know, I did that for so many years. It's like, oh, my husband wants the chips. Oh, the kids like chocolate chip cookies. Well, who taught them to like chocolate chip cookies? Yeah, your husband's different. But if he has to go buy his own and they're out in his room, he has to get up, and he's probably in that room anyways because he has his garage or shop or whatever. They're out there. If he doesn't want to, get his body right and fueled right, that doesn't mean that you should have to follow what he's doing and vice versa. So he has his area, you have your area. Don't make excuses that, my husband bought them or my husband wants them. If you're buying them for the household, that's on you. That's how I feel anyways. That's on you. You didn't have to buy those. You don't need to buy those. Find something else that the kids or grandkids or spouse can eat, or do it on their own. And just focus on what you can have. Find a buddy to go grocery shopping with you. Maybe somebody will go grocery shopping for you and you go grocery shopping for them. If you have that type of buddy relationship, somebody close, maybe you could do that. Then you're each not buying what you shouldn't have. So think about that too. And I've had to do this also. Like, I'll make my shake in the morning and I'll think, oh, this is great. I'm going to have my shake. And then my husband will come out and he'll make sweet rolls or something. And it's like, seriously, did you have to do that? So I will leave the room, or I used to leave the room, go to another room. Yes, I could still smell them. Yes, I knew they were out there, but I would go in my office and try to, get on the computer and do something, or read, go read the Bible. Go have a book readily handy in each room that you can leave the room and get away from those smells and that temptation. And yes, it's their house too. They need to make that, but leave the room. Don't sit at the table with them. That's not fair to you, as far as I'm concerned, to have to sit at the table and watch them eat this and smell this. And maybe it's not cinnamon rolls. Maybe you can't have bacon and eggs, cereal. I don't know, whatever it is that they're having. You don't have to sit there and watch them eat it. Go to another room. Let them enjoy their food. That's what they want. You go enjoy what you want when you want it. But prove to them that this is the route that you want to be on, and say no to them. And eventually they'll get it. It's like, okay, she's really not going to eat this. She doesn't want this. I see how hard she's working. Maybe they'll quit making it and buying it themselves, you know. Who knows? Miracles happen. They do. And shopping, the other thing that I have learned, it's been a few months now, and it's interesting. It can be a struggle. I just try to make it fun. I don't buy, or I try not to buy anything that has more than 3 ingredients in it. And when I was researching this, I was just blown away of, like, are you serious? There, you know, food has more than 3 ingredients in it. But if you look at the labels, and you know, there's 20 ingredients. How many of those ingredients you can't even say? And if you can say them, do you know what they are? And I know this has been around a while. It's not something new, but it's something that I finally got my brain wrapped around it. So, you know, when you're buying, and even flour, I do my sourdough, so I use a lot of flour. Well, there are flours out there that have so many ingredients in it, and it's like, it's flour. Are you serious? So I started looking at the different brands of flour, and there are seriously brands of flour that just have the flour. And it's just like, why do all these flours have all of this? And sometimes things can be a little bit costly that are made that way, but I look for sales, I look for coupons, and I also look at, this is for my body. You know, I'm saving $5 on this bag of chips, cookies, or ice cream or whatever, and I'm going to spend an extra $2 on my flour because I know it's going to feed my body better than those chips. So there's balance. It's all about balance. So try to, that's why I like going up and down the aisles of the grocery store, not to load my basket with all that stuff, but just to see what's out there and read the ingredients and just think, okay, how can I have this at home, but what's a different way I can make it? And of course, Google's out there. You can learn all kinds of stuff out there. And another lady that I follow, and of course, I don't get anything from mentioning this, but Mary's Nest. She has a YouTube channel. Of course, YouTube's where it's all at, Google, YouTube. And she is nutrient dense foods is what she's trying to do for her family. And she has a cookbook now. I don't have that, but I get on her YouTube videos and learn how to make a lot of the nutrient dense foods. So she's another fun one. Mary's Nest on YouTube. Ladies, it's been a blessing. Thank you for letting me be in your home. I hope to do this more often. I hope that you will email me, pajamagranny@gmail.com. Let me know some topics that you would like to discuss. Either we do it through a Zoom together and broadcast it live for everybody else to see, or we just talk about it together ourselves on our Zoom or our email and we research it together. I'm enjoying researching a lot of stuff. Of course, I have time now to do that, and it's just amazing what's out there and what, you know, adjusting it to make it fit for me. And that's my main thing I want you ladies to take from this, is that there are several ways to fuel your body. And I am learning that at this old age, and I want to share it. And there may be ways that you're fueling your body that you want to share. And remember, our bodies are all different. We need different fuel at different times, but there is a limit to that, and there is a way to do it, and it's trial and error, and stick with it. You'll find that path, and I hope you share it and be with us on our community to share it with other ladies that may need your help also. So thank you for being here. Hope it wasn't too long-winded, And I can't wait to have you back and share another topic that we'd like to discuss. All right, ladies, you have a blessed day, evening, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. And I love you all, and thank you again for being here.